Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Salami, and we haven't talked for a while. So we're going to talk today about Steam Deck. It's coming up to a year since I got my Steam Deck and almost a year for this channel. So I thought today would be a better day than ever to have a look back and review and think about our thoughts on Steam Deck. So this is also a question for you guys as it is me mumbling on. Because I have had my ups and downs with the Steam Deck. A lot of videos, this channel isn't just the Steam Deck channel, but we talk about Steam Deck a ton on here, right? And I feel like it isn't always where it needs to be. And going forward, I don't know. I like my Steam Deck, but do I change to a ROG or a Levino Go? And I want to have this conversation with you guys because I'm sure some of you have the same frustrations I do with the Steam Deck. Um, and so let's crack into it. So starting off, I've been away for a little while. Sorry about that. I've been building a deck. You may see some B-roll of me building a deck, and then after I did that, I got really sick with the flu, and so since the Need for Speed video, basically after that happened, I started building a deck, and then I almost finished it, and then I got really sick, and I was off work and everything. So sorry for no videos, but we're back today. And over that period of time, I've been talking to one of my friends, and he wants to get into handheld gaming. He's got a Switch, and he's got a PS4. Just the base PS4. He's not a super gamer, but he likes to play every now and again. And I think he's not really convinced on a PS5 and an Xbox Series console because he's a family man, and it's hard to get the TV at nights. So he's like, maybe I should get a Steam Deck like you. And I think, like a lot of us, I'd be like, yeah, get a Steam Deck, do it. I said to him, maybe a ROG Ally is better. I've not personally used a ROG Ally, but I feel like the Windows thing is huge, and the system specs of the ROG is just so much stronger. I feel like he's more future-proofed with a ROG than he is with a Steam Deck. He's gonna get consistently be able to play games on the ROG, where the Steam Deck isn't that consistent. We get most of the games, or they're heavily compromised, or they don't work. And that brings me on to my next problem with Steam Deck. I don't know how you guys feel about it. The constant tinkering, while it is fun, and that's given me something to give you guys in terms of making games work or finding issues for games like something like New World, it shouldn't be this hard. I realize that Steam and Valve are trying to do it in a way that saves them money on using Linux and not having to go through bloatware of Microsoft, or you can't use iOS, but or at Mac's operating system. But Linux just seems to have a lot of tricks to it that I personally find frustrating at times. That's a big hang up for me is, I wanted to play a game and it's like, okay, so it doesn't work on Steam Deck because of anti-cheat or whatever. There's no Proton version that works with it. And then you go on to, then you get the next set, which is, it kind of works, but there's issues. And then the next one is, it works, but you've got to fix it. Like there's 5-10 steps, which is usually videos that I put out, right? I'm trying to get something to work. And not everyone can be bothered to do that, right? It's a very time investment. Those videos are upwards of 45 minutes for some of those games to get them working in a manner that I personally think is respectable. Where if on a ROG, again, I don't own one, but it would just work. I mean, there's always going to be tinkering to do, but on a Windows-based system, right, it should just work. And I said to him, I honestly believe you're better off getting a ROG or a Lenovo Go. And I thought about selling the Steam Deck and replacing it with one of those two systems, because the Steam Deck is my main system now. I just finished Dark Souls 3, so there'll be a review coming for that soon. And I've been playing on the PS5 Final Fantasy 16, which I've got an hour to go, so there should be a review for that up later this year too, or in the next few weeks. Hopefully, I want to get back to some more consistent videos of video game reviews and Steam Deck and whatever else I can be bothered with. So yeah, how are you are you using your Steam Deck as your core system? Are you complementing it with your PS5 or PS4? Do you have a ROG Ally and a Steam Deck, and what are you going between them, or but after having both, do you kind of just focus more on one than the other because of the fact that it does something the other one doesn't? That doesn't mean the ROG Ally is perfect. I don't quite understand the ROG Ally problem with the SD card reader. Like, I can't quite grasp the situation and how bad it is. So the SD card reader just doesn't work on any ROG Ally? Or it works, but it will blow up your SD card. Is that correct? And that's for every single SKU that's ever released of ROG Ally? Or do the new ones have that? Has that been fixed? Because I can't tell why there's not a bigger outcry of dissidents. Like, why are people putting up with a broken SD card reader on their ROG Allies? Like, why is that not being addressed? There's people saying it can't be patched and that it has to be physically repaired or replaced, or they've got to wait for the next iteration of the ROG Ally. And I'm surprised that makes so little news, because that's a major selling point of the ROG, right? Is it has an SD card reader, so like the Steam Deck, so you can have more storage if you don't feel like opening it up and adding a new card. So you guys need to tell me, like, why that's an issue. And for my friend, like, that wouldn't be an issue for him because he only plays 1 or 2 games at a time. So the Steam Deck for me personally at the moment is great, but also has a ton of caveats. Like Dark Souls 3 was great on there. I really enjoyed it. And then another reason I haven't been putting out videos, apart from being ultra sick and busy, is I factory reset my Steam Deck for Baldur's Gate 3 because it's a big game and I only have a 250 gig model and I don't have an SD card because I'm a poor motherfucker. Now, I factory reset it, forgetting, for some weird reason, the Steam Deck does not like my Asus Ultra Router 3 million thing. This fucking beast of a router. This thing, it's like a rocket ship, right? Now this thing is meant to be like top of the line router, and the Steam Deck doesn't like it. Why? So what happened is I factory reset it, forgetting that the fucking Steam Deck doesn't like it, and I get this issue where I have slow download speeds. Like, it's maxing out at 100 megabytes per second. Like, when we have download speeds of over 500 at home, there's no reason for it to be going that slow. And I spent days trying to fix it. I mean, literal days wasted trying to figure out how to fix this problem. And there's no real fix, and no one seems to really care. It's weird. I'm not buying a new router for one machine in the house that's going go slow. I turned off multi-routing. I turned off all the things. I put it base. To the dislike of my partner, I factory reset the thing because that meant all our appliances had to be reconnected and reset up. And setting up a dishwasher can be quite ridiculous to get on the Wi-Fi. Anyway, that issue has actually given me trouble with making video content for the Steam Deck because I can't download things fast enough. If I'm trying to download a file and it's taking me an hour to download a game, that's 6 gigs. It's not going to work. Like that work through process is just way too slow for me. And so it's all over the place. Now we're getting speeds of like 250 to 260, but it will go up speed wise, plateau, and then crash, build up, crash, build up, crash. So I don't know how to fix it. The Facebook fucking Facebook Steam Deck page, those people are just nasty. I asked that question in there because that will get the best response, right? Because you got most eyes on it. Reddit's okay. I don't really like Reddit. I have Reddit, but I'm not very good at using it, and I don't understand. Whatever. Anyway, and I actually made a post on Reddit and never even got looked at. And they're just nasty people on Facebook that's laughing at me and making fun of me. It's like, well, this is a legitimate problem that I can't I don't know how to fix it. Because I'm not buying a new router. I'm not spent $200-300 on a router for it not to play nice with this device when everything else on that router is flying through at rocket speed. So that's been a big issue for me on the Steam Deck lately. Is download speeds have been horrendous. Even pre-downloading a game on my PC and then thinking maybe it'll stream, like not stream, but download, as you can now download from your PC to your Steam Deck. I thought, well, that's fine. I can download the Baldur's Gate 3 in fucking 5 minutes on the PC and then copy it over and it'll be quite fast. But even then, it's still maxing out at 200 and something. So I'm not sure where to go from there, but if you've had that issue or you know about it, please let me know what you did. I've done things like change servers, put in DNSs, changed the download limit. I've done this. I've tried a lot of things. And that was a problem because the first time it happened, when I first got Steam Deck, the speeds were great. Then I had to reset it, and then I had this issue. Changing the server type to Sydney from New Zealand fixed the issue. Third time round, I have not had that luck, and I've been stuck now with annoying speeds on the Steam Deck. So this is a bit of a rambly video. I'm very sorry. I don't expect many people to watch this. So yeah, that's a bit of a pain with the Steam Deck. So that almost made me want to sell it and get a ROG. So fuck it, let's just sell it and get a ROG. Call it a day. Right? The thing's great, but it's just frustrating when you can't troubleshoot the issue. I'm tech savvy-ish. I'm not the techiest person in the world, but I cannot fix this Steam Deck issue, and it's a really hang up for me. Maybe I'll have to get the dock and download games that way through having it connected to a cable. Maybe that's the ultimate answer. But I shouldn't have to do that. The Wi-Fi should just work on it. I shouldn't have to do this. So that's me just being a bit of a grump bugger. So my Steam Deck has definitely had ups and downs. I love it as a device, and I've spent hundreds of hours on it. And I appreciate it. I don't know if I've spent more time on it than... I'm sorry, I'm looking up there because my Switch is up there. I don't know whether I've spent more time on it now than the Switch. Like, in total playtime, it may be catching up to the Switch in playtime, even within a year, because the PS5 doesn't get used now, per se. Only to play very rare games, like Final Fantasy 16. So... the deck is awesome, but I'm wondering if the ROG's a better choice. Or should I just buy both? Buy a ROG and keep the deck and then play on both? Finding the money if I can't afford an SD card for the Steam Deck, then buying a ROG is definitely not in my wheelhouse. Yeah, I think, I thought 1 year with the Steam Deck would just be celebrations and hurrahs and it's the greatest thing ever. And it is great, but it's definitely not perfect. And it has some fatal flaws for me that really bug me. I don't like the 3 SKUs that they've released. There should just be the one 500 gig model, because letting me buy 250 was a mistake. You could say that's a buyer's fault. Maybe that's true. It's probably true. But they should only be the 512 or 550, whatever it is, because the 250 gig's not big enough. It's the in-between size that's not big enough for enough stuff. I thought it would be big enough for me, but it's, when Baldur's Gate's pushing 130 gigs, it's not leaving you with a lot of playroom for having a couple of extra titles on there. Not that I've started Baldur's Gate 3 yet, because I need to finish off A16. So, the Steam Deck's good. It's not great. It's still not officially launched in New Zealand, and Game Newell lives here. So I don't know what that's about. I'm going to keep pushing through with these slow download speeds on mine. I've run out of options. And then video-wise, you should hopefully see Dark Souls 3 Steam Deck review, Final Fantasy 16 review, and then from there, I've got these MMOs that I've played on Steam Deck from months ago that I really enjoyed, and I wanted to make videos on them. I just haven't got around to it. I just physically don't have the time, and I want it. And then I've been doing a lot of Warhammer lately, so you might see some Warhammer related stuff on the channel. I don't think you guys are going to like it. But I don't want to have multiple channels because I can't. So I was thinking Warhammer Wednesdays, and I'm starting a brand new army from scratch. And I think it could be fun to, over the months, go through the process of building, painting, and playing a brand new army, which is going to be Sisters of Battle, which is going to be really fun. Or Adeptus Sororitas, if you want to say it correctly. And I've been playing Grey Knights competitively. I went to one event, it must have been, I don't know if it was before or after the Need for Speed video. It must have been after the Need for Speed video. And I won 2 out of 5 games, so it wasn't a great weekend, but that was before the latest patch or updates to the rules, so I'll be curious to see how I go now with the updated rules and points for Grey Knights, and the Eldari and everyone else being pushed down a little bit. So hopefully I can pull some more wins out. I'm looking at them because they're on my shelf here too. So please, get in those comments and let's have a conversation about Steam Deck and ROG, and if you've had the same feelings I've had about these machines, where sometimes the hassle of Steam Deck isn't worth it. It's like, I just want to play this game and I can't. Or another one, now don't get angry at me, was Star Rail, Haruki Star Rail, whatever it is, the gacha game from the people that did Genshin Impact, right? I just wanted to play it on my Steam Deck. I didn't want to play it on my iPhone, and I didn't want to sit in my room, in my spare room on the computer to play it. I just wanted to play it on my Steam Deck, and I can't. So if I had ROG, I would have been just into it, right? There would have been no issue there. It's just really frustrating from time to time. Same with League of Legends, right? I've made 2 League of Legends videos, and they're painful. It's so hard to get that game working on Steam Deck. Where if you had a ROG Ally, it would just work. ROG Ally would be another problem in the fact that it doesn't have mouse trackpads. So I think in one way, the Steam Deck actually lets you play League, right? Where the ROG Ally basically kills that on arrival because there's no mount trackpad. That's where the Levino, I think, has got a little bit more going on because it has at least one trackpad. I don't think you need two. I think Levino's actually got the right where you only need one. Two is a bit frivolous. Usually when I make controller layouts, you don't use both because it's just too many buttons or you're only using them as a click. Alright, so I think the Steam Deck we're having a celebration for 1 year of this channel and 1 year of Steam Deck, but my golly gosh, it's definitely strained me a little bit trying to make this thing place. There's some videos you'll never see where I had a great idea for a game and it's just a dog. It's just like, I can't get this to do what I want it to do. Or it works, but it's dreadful. It's like, I'm not even gonna release that. Like, it's just a big waste of time. So I'm glad you've stuck around for the rambling. If you've made it this far, this is probably the most I've rambled in a while. I just wanted to get this off my chest, that I love the Steam Deck, but my golly, it is flawed. And I need to get more videos out, and I don't know whether it's always all going to be all gaming or there's going to be some Warhammer stuff in there. And I just want to alliterate that I want to get more content out for you guys, and I know it's been like 3 weeks, nearly a month since that last video, but I was so sick and I really apologize. And from here on out, I'm going to try my hardest to get stuff out to you guys. So yeah, let me know what you think of the Steam Deck in September 2023. Is it losing its lust for you, or are you still finding it a great little machine? And then I'm just throwing things that are popping into my brain. New World's got an expansion coming out, and they've changed the minimum specs. So I don't know. I haven't looked at New World since January or February. So I don't know how that game's running on Steam Deck at the moment. I'm assuming cryo utilities are still needed for that game to work on Steam Deck. And if it's going to be even more required going forward with the latest update. Which gives me a bit of concern that that game may not it was already pushing the Steam Deck hard. This new expansion may push it just a little bit too hard. But then we've got SteamOS 3.5 around the corner. That may help. So New World's looking a bit iffy at the moment in terms of playability. If that expansion really pushes up hardware requirements, I know they're going up. I'm sure they're going up, but I haven't looked at them, and it gives me pause for concern that New World might become out of reach on Steam Deck, as it was already. As you know, if you've been playing it, it's playable, but load times can be long. Multiple load times could mean a crash. Even with cryo utilities, there's always that chance that it's going to crash loading into a city. Yeah, I don't know going forward how reliable that game is going to be. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this really weird vlog. Talk about Steam Deck, complain about it, but love it, and think about Rogue Ally on the side a wee bit, and then talk about Warhammer because why not, and then end talking about New World, and then say goodbye, and then say goodbye again. So we're at the end of this video, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.